fill this in, all you do is to get the principal, we just subtract these two, right? So this would be 280, right? To get to the second row, you don't have the interest, so you can't just find the payment the way we've done it before. But you know that there's something that happens between these two values, right? The principal brings this one down to that. So if you subtract these two, right, 191, 438.66 minus 191, 720, you get 281.34. I have negative on my table, but I just, it should be positive, right? Yeah, I just went backwards, but I know that the difference between these two is 281.34. And now I can go backwards, I can subtract these two to get that, which is, right? This is 918.66, right? Then the next row here, I can just subtract these two again to get my interest. So that's 1200 minus 284.04. That's 915.96, right? And then this principal brings down the unpaid balance to 191,154.62. So that's just fill in by adding and subtracting. Okay, so this should have been pretty straightforward for you to just add and subtract. And now the tougher questions, right? What is the original mortgage amount? Like, how much did you start off with? And so basically what you want to do is you want to take this unpaid balance and add the principal to it to come up with that amount, right? This is the original amount here. So we're gonna, to get that original amount, we're just gonna go plus 280, right, to get that original amount. So I'm gonna go 191,720 plus 280 to get that, and that should be 192,000, right? I used round numbers to get that. So this is 192,000 that should be getting. That's the original initial mortgage that you took out in this particular case. So you kind of work backwards. What's the interest rate for the mortgage? This one is tricky. So I'm going to use the space above, okay, to do this. C above. Okay. So I'm not going to focus on the first row. Maybe, yeah, sure, I can. Why not? But watch this. Remember that interest is the unpaid balance times the interest rate divided by 12. Right? That's the original formula, and I'm not going to worry about the divided by 100 at this point. Okay. So then you fill in backwards. Paying attention. The interest for this particular month is 920, so that is filled in there, 920. The unpaid balance is, you got to go up, right? Like how did you get to the 920? Use that original unpaid balance. So that's 192,000 that goes in there. I'm going to call this R, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick the divided by 12 there. And now you just need to work backwards. I'm going to choose to get rid of this 12 here. So you multiply both sides by 12, right? So 920 times 12, that's 11,040, and that's 192,000 R, really, if you want to put it that way. And so my next step is to just take both sides and divide them by 192,000. And that's 0.0575. And what would that be as a percentage? Just multiply that by 100, right? It's 5.75%. That's the interest rate that would have been used in this particular case. And it honestly doesn't matter which row you would have used. Like let's say you picked the 918.66 as your interest, then you would just use this sum here as your unpaid balance. Because the interest rate stays the same, right? Like it doesn't change from month to month. So that's how you would do it. That's working backwards. Can you now figure out the total interest paid? How would you figure out the total interest paid? TI is payment times how many payments did we make? I didn't tell you that. Oops. To be continued tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Stay warm.